Hello everyone, myself Sanjeev Dwivedi on behalf of Vidyalankar Institute of Technology. I welcome you all in this Java session. In this session, we will talk about interface. Now, interface is something which is very interesting provided in Java. Let's see the basic background and why do we need something like interface when everything was okay with the class. Now, there was something which was not okay with the class. Let's first see in detail. What I'm going to talk about is this. Now consider a scene. Now consider a scene. Um, Suppose we have class A. Suppose we have class A and class has two methods, void f1 and f1 has certain body. Let's say p f1 of A and class A has another method void f2 and f2 has SOP f2 of A. And suppose we have class B has method void f3 which says f3 of B and function f4 which says f4 of B. Now the point comes. Now suppose we want class C and class C wants all the method. It wants f1, f2 from class A. It wants f3, f4 from class B. Now for that, my class C needs to inherit both A and B. Extends so we have to write class C extends A comma B, but this is not allowed in Java. Java says you cannot extend more than one other class. Now there is confusion. Now what will happen? Now we will ask class C, what do you want to do with those functions? And suppose class C says, I am going to override both the function f1 and f2 of class A. So I'm not going to use the class A version of the function. So now if that is so, then what we can do is we can remove the body of function f1 and f2 of class A, and we can declare both the functions as abstract. We can declare both the function as abstract. Now why so? Because class C is definitely going to override it. So the body of this method will not make any sense. So now what we have a scene where all the methods of class A has been abstract. Now suppose it contains some data member also, and suppose the data member is x equals to 10. And class C says, I'm not going to, and no one is going to change the value of x, suppose. If no one is going to change the value of x, let me declare it as final. So now what we have a scene? We have seen class A is a class where all the methods are implicit, are declared as abstract, and all the data members are declared as final. Now, since all the methods are abstract, it has to be abstract, because even if single method is abstract, the class must be abstract. So what we have a scene here? We have class A such that all the methods are abstract and all the data members are final. Even though it is abstract class, but still my system will not allow class C inheriting both the class A and B. Now to overcome this, what we will do is we will not declare A as a class. We will remove its declaration as a class. So now what we will do is we will declare A as interface. And now there is no need to declare final and no need to declare abstract. So what we have, interface is like that abstract class where all the data members are implicit abstract. In class, for a method to be abstract, we have to use the keyword abstract. But for an interface, you don't have to specify abstract. Well, another important fact, interface methods are implicitly declared as public also. So interface methods are implicitly declared as public and abstract. and the data members are implicitly declared as final. So now there is one thing. Acha, now we can say like this: class C extends A, comma B. A now cannot extend A. We can write class C extends B because it extends class and implements A. So interfaces are implemented. Now, once a class implements an interface, this class has two default abstract methods. Both are now available in class C. So class C must override all the methods of interface. And while overriding, it should be public. Why? Because interface methods are by default public. So while overriding it in a class, it must be declared as public. Public void F1, it must get body, and public void F2, it must get body. See, if the class C implements only one method, overrides only one method and not the other, now then in such cases, class C must be declared as abstract. So what we conclude about interfaces like can be used to implement the concept of multiple inheritance. Well, Java does not support multiple inheritance of classes, but yes, interfaces allowed means a class can inherit or extend one class only, but can implement any number of interfaces. So if there are interface A, I, so I can simply write implements A, comma I. I can write simply A, comma I, but in that case, class has to override all the methods of all the interface implemented. So interface A has two methods, class C has to override them. And suppose interface I has two methods, then class C has to override. So a class can extend only one other class, but can implement any number of interfaces. Now, interesting aspect is if there is an interface A with method F1 and F2, and there is an interface B with method F3 and F4. We can have an interface C that implements A as well as B. It can implement both A as well as B. Now it can have void F5. Because while extending, there is no compulsion on you to override the method if you're ready to declare yourself as abstract. So here interface C extends A and B interfaces. Interface C is an interface. So again, the methods will not have any body. But interface C here will have overall 6 methods. F1 and F2 from A, F3, F4 from B, and F5 and F6 of its own. Now let's go back to the concept. It is a concept supported by Java to support multiple inheritance. But again, multiple inheritance of classes not supported. Interface, yes. This is how we declare public interface name. The data members, like they are final, finals are similar to static we discussed, and the methods are abstract. And they can have any number of final methods, data members, and any number of abstract method. An interface is implicitly abstract. You don't have to declare it as abstract, and even for the methods you don't have to declare abstract. Each method is an interface are implicitly abstract, so abstract keyword is not needed. Here we have interface animal, eat, and travel are two different methods. Okay, even if there is no need for you to declare it as public also. Here I have specified public, but even if you don't specify public, it is by default public. Now, so what is the basic difference between interface and class? It is an interface is basically full abstraction. Now I'm saying full abstraction because all the data members are abstract, and all the methods are abstract, and all the data members are final. Here in class, it's not like that. Interface, you cannot create object. Well, that's also same for abstract class. You cannot create object of abstract class. The interface is very passive. You need to implement it and then give body. Class are active entity. So in the method does not have any body, only declaration. In class method body may be present. Now why I'm saying so, because if the class is abstract class, then we can have a method that does not have any body. And interface, the variables are final. In class it may not be final, depends on you. Inheritance, interface cannot inherit any class, but it can extend any number of interfaces that we discussed. So an interface cannot inherit any class, but it can extend any number of interfaces. Again, interface cannot implement interface. Interface can only extend other interfaces, because if it implements, then it has to give body to the function. This is how it goes. A class can inherit any number of classes, and at the same time it can implement any number of interfaces. Abstract keyword, you don't have to specify. It is by default abstract. Here it is compulsory to specify, otherwise it won't be abstract. So this is about interface. In a nutshell, you should understand the basic idea of interfaces. Like all the data members are final, all the methods are abstract. So I mean, as a developer, I may sometimes get the feel, then why to clear such interface? I mean, I said interfaces are like an abstract class where all the methods are abstract and all the data members are final. Why do we need to create such class? The point goes here is the interfaces are meant to be of type built-in. Normally the interfaces are built-in, and if there are classes in event handling, you will understand this. And if there are classes that needs more than one features from more than one interface, they can implement it and can override the method as per their wish and requirement. So interface is very important. Specifically, when you go for event handling, you will understand and you will need this concept to a larger extent. For further detail, you can always refer Java 2 Complete Reference by Herbert Schild. Thank you very much.